want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll take for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. With gods in the weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make great.
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Good morning. Good morning, true crimers. Hello. How is everybody doing this morning? I'm waiting on these precious girls to get out here, so I've got a little bit of time. This live was not planned, and you know, sometimes it just be like that. It just be like that. But this morning, I want to talk about a few things, and I'm going to get this show on the road because, like I said, the girls are on the way. I don't have much time to spend, much time to waste, so let's get it going. When I did a live and a video about Sebastian, I did too, the live and the video. I timestamped I timestamped it, and I'm going to show you the astrology, but first I want to show you guys a couple of things because I want us to be what we want to see. And this stream is not a disrespectful stream. I want to first and foremost get that out in the air because it's very important that everybody that would watch this later understands that this is not a disrespectful platform. I want to promote productivity. That's what I want to promote. I want to be what I want to see. Okay. With that being said, let's get right into it. I want to show you this is a past live that I did about Sebastian. I've got timestamps down there and everything. So let's get it going. Let's get it going, guys. I created this. When was this? 3 weeks ago. I've got the timestamps down here and I've got it timestamped for May 30th. Okay, May 30th. Today's the 29th. We are moving into May 30th. Let's watch. Let's watch. Calling attention because this isn't just, easy transits for him. These are hard transits for Sebastian. Okay, very hard. For a kid, a teenager, this isn't an easy one. And I wish that I could talk to him through this because it's not easy. Not easy at all. May 30th at 2:30 a.m., the dark moon returns to his natal Australia in his first house. The theme of waiting for justice is echoed once more. On July 6th and 7th, the focus shifts to communications. On the 6th at 6:30 p.m., the dark moon touches his Mercury. And by the early hours of July 7th, between 1:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. So what I'm saying here, guys, okay, what I'm saying here is that the dark moon is coming back to Sebastian's natal. So that means that he is having a dark moon return. And it's already an orb, okay? It's already an orb and it's only going to get more intense for Sebastian. It's already an orb and it's going to be coming more intense. This morning, I'm looking at the news like I always do on YouTube. I'm looking at the different transits, right? I'm looking at the explosion that took place at Cape Canaveral yesterday. I'm looking at the transits. I'm like, wow, in awe of how it's hitting Jeff Bezos in Florida. And I noticed that Jennifer Coffindaffer had a live going on. And I usually don't ever go into her lives or anything like that, but I did this morning and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did because in the few minutes that I was in there, I was able to let her know and her chat know a few things. Okay. And one of them is this. Let's talk about it because I think that we need to talk about this. I want, again, this is not about taking her down through there or anything like that. I'm not being disrespectful to Jennifer Coffindaffer. But what I do want to encourage Jennifer Coffindaffer to do is to be what she wants to see. And that is for all of us. I have to remind myself all the time, be what you want to see, Jen. Be what you want to see. I could go live about Nancy Guthrie every single day because that is what is going to bring in a dollar for me. I am a starving artist. I am starving artist. Okay. I work my ass off every single day in and day out for the missing. And I don't get paid not shit. Okay. But if I were to go live about Nancy Guthrie every single day, I'm going to rake in some moolah. I'm going to have more subscribers. It is going to boost my channel. And it's silly for me not to do that from a business standpoint. From a business standpoint. But there are a lot of missing children that I have mapped, that I care for, that I want to bring back into the public eye. I'm a small channel. It's not going to do a whole lot, but you know what it is going to do for me? It's going to make me feel damn good. It's going to make me feel really good about myself. And you know what? It would be really good for Jennifer Coffindaffer to get a learning, an education about another way to investigate because we are not all investigators like her. We investigate in a whole nother way. And it would be nice to team up with someone like Jennifer Coffindaffer, wouldn't it? It really would. So I am not at all being disrespectful to her. I'm actually calling her in. I'm actually calling her in to be what she wants to see and to work with those of us that continuously advocate for the missing children. Okay. So I want you to see what I'm talking about. Okay. I just want you to see what I'm talking about real quick. I want you to hear what she said this morning. And I'm so glad that I called it this morning. Here's what she said, guys.
I can actually go 10 minutes and find stuff you wouldn't believe because there are encampments, there are, people leaving clothing behind like this. I don't even know. Well, I do know because I saw who called it a pajama top to begin with. Yeah, I don't know if you want to call this a pajama top. 30 minutes away, it's just not significant. I'm not going to spend much more time on it. All I'm going to say is consider the source, consider the information, how far it is away. And again, I'll caveat this by saying streamers bring focus on cases and help them not to die. I'll call your attention to a case that will forever haunt me, how that case ended. And that is the Sebastian Rogers case. And now, since the spokesperson for Sebastian Rogers on the part of the father is deceased with a horrible heart attack that happened in the early mornings a couple of weeks ago, that case is just dead on the vine. Anyway, and nobody's in front of the Proudfoot home anymore. Nobody has kept that case alive. No one.
And of course, she doesn't have her live, but yeah, I saw you in there, Sandwich. And what I wanted her to know and what I put in the chat is Jennifer, I said, Jen, that's not true. We are keeping Sebastian's name out there in case it's not true. His case is not dead on the vine. There are people out here keeping his case out in the public eye. Unlike Jennifer Coffindaffer, she has been on Nancy's case for over the last 100 days, and it's been longer than a couple of weeks since Tony has passed. We don't need to be out in front of the Proudfoot home to keep Sebastian's name out there. We don't need to be in front of the home. Why would you even suggest that? I don't understand. And again, I am saying this, guys, with the most respect. I am not disrespecting Jennifer Coffindaffer, her experience as an FBI professional. I am not dissing any of that. What I am calling out is that is not true. That is not true. We have been talking about Sebastian's case and we have not stopped, but she has. She has. And this channel promotes another way to investigate this case, the missings cases. Is porch guy dead? We will discuss in detail. What does that have anything to do with where Nancy's at? Whether he's alive or deceased? Where is Nancy? That's not even going to get us nowhere. She was talking about streamers, but that's what she is. She's not an FBI agent. She's a streamer. She's a YouTuber. That is what Jennifer Coffin, Jennifer, that's what you are, honey. You are not, you are just like us. But the difference is that we are keeping Sebastian's name out there. Sebastian's case is not dead on the vine. Okay? No, no ma'am, no ham. No ma'am.
The early mornings, couple of
No.
weeks ago, a horrible heart attack that happened to a case that will forever haunt me, how that case ended. And
The case hasn't ended. The case has not ended. It is an active investigation. It has not ended, guys. This hurts my heart. Because I'm not the only one that's going to hear this. In fact, this is a part of the dark moon return in Sagittarius, Jennifer Coffindaffer. Something that this channel has been focused on, looking at all of these dates in May that is leading us to a full moon in Sagittarius. We're looking for Sebastian. We haven't stopped. Sis, we have not stopped looking for this sweet child. We are just not constantly bringing in money for clicks and views on Nancy Guthrie's case. And let me tell you something. I could go live today and I would get more subscribers, more money if I did that. And that's sad. That's absolutely sad that these children cannot get the same as Nancy Guthrie.
And that is the Sebastian Rogers case. And now, since the spokesperson for Sebastian Rogers on the part of the father is deceased with a horrible heart attack that happened in the early mornings a couple of weeks ago.
Honey, it's been longer than a couple of weeks.
That case is just dead on the vine.
No, Jen, it's not. It's just not. It's dead on the vine to you. Okay? Let's get this correct. To you it is. But not to those of us that said that we would not stop, because we aren't going to stop. That's what we said. And we meant every word of it.
Anyway, and nobody's in front of the Proudfoot home anymore. Nobody has kept that case alive. No one.
I take great offense. I'm sure Lady Freedom takes great offense. Lolly is still out here talking about Sebastian. Kiki is still talking about Sebastian. There's still quite a few of us. We just don't have 48,000 subscribers. Dolly still talks about Sebastian. We actually still talk about Summer. These kids deserve us to be what we want to see. And if she is so heartbroken about it, maybe she should do a live about it. Maybe she should put Sebastian's face out there and spend this amount of time talking about Sebastian and reviving his case, if that's the way she feels. Okay? That's what I am promoting this morning before these girls come out here today. Junie is still talking about Sebastian. Yeah, that's right. I haven't seen Junie on live or anything in quite a while, but I really don't pay a whole lot of attention to other streamers because I'm so busy trying to make content. I am a creator. I like to talk about the mystical side of things. I've been doing series. I've been really enjoying these series because the series that I am putting out is what I want to hear from other YouTubers. It has nothing to do with the missing. It's just mystical shit that I love. Mm. She just did yeah, she just did not have to say but, she's not following a script. I get that we make mistakes sometimes when we are speaking. You're not scripted, she made a mistake. And I'm not calling out the mistake as much as I am saying, "Hey, Jen, it's not dead on the vine. His case is active. We are still talking about him. We are actually still looking for him." If she was paying attention, she would know that there has been searches for Sebastian. Yes, Smiley is still talking about Sebastian. She is just so busy, wrapped up in the Nancy Guthrie case that she doesn't see anything else that's going on out here in the YouTube streets. We don't need to be out in front of the Proudfoot home. My God. We're going to find Sebastian there? No. We're going to create a lot of drama, unnecessary drama out in front of the house? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, just because she has given up. We haven't. I mean, and as far as the Nancy Guthrie case, these people are so far out in left field, they don't even know. I'm sorry, but they just they have no clue. They have yet to begin really asking the correct questions here. Talking about streamers and YouTubers, and that's exactly what she is. She's a YouTuber. She's not a professional anymore. She is a YouTuber. She's not an FBI agent. All these people that are X this and X that, they're not doing anything except building their channel, building their financial wealth on YouTube. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. I could definitely be doing that too, but my conscience wouldn't, it just doesn't allow me to do that. My ethics, my morals, when I say something, I mean it. If I say I'm not going to stop talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, I'm not going to. The money is right in my face. I'm not accepting. I'm going where I need to go in order to get last night. I barely had, 20 I barely had 20 people in my chat last night. Of course, I've been putting out lives that are not planned. Okay. So I know that that makes a big difference. I wasn't putting a bunch of hashtags. That makes a big difference. And a lot of times I'll do that just to see, just to see how the algorithm does if I'm not putting a bunch of hashtags. Well, I was talking about Jody Brooke Anderson went missing out of Nashville, Tennessee. I barely had anybody in the chat. I mean, her cousin was in the chat. We were looking at the astrology. Um we were looking at a lot of reminding ourselves, refreshing our memory. That's another case. Tabitha Tudor, Summer Wells. We've got a lot of children that are missing here out of the state of Tennessee. And so I feel called to make sure that my platform making sure that my platform is going to stay dedicated to these kids because they deserve to be found. They deserve to be talked about. It really hurt my feelings. And for those of you that is just now coming in, let me tell you guys, true crimers. Let me tell you, true crimers, okay? True crime against our children is pertinent against our children. It's pertinent. Sebastian doesn't come from a wealthy family, not a high profile person. And it's sad that we can't continuously keep the focus on Sebastian. We don't know if he's deceased. We don't know if he is at, if he ended up in the new construction. We don't know if he is out of school. We are looking for Sebastian. Just because we don't hear Seth Rogers on the channels doesn't mean that he is still not looking for Sebastian. And if he were in here, he'll tell you. He could tell you all the different conversations that he has been having with people as he is looking for his son. He has not stopped. Just because you don't see him on platforms, just because you are not seeing him on live, does not mean that he has stopped looking for his son. So when she says nobody, whew, come on, Jenn. It's not true, honey. No, ma'am, no ham. No, ma'am. Nope, nope, nope. Let's go back again. Let's go back again for those of you that are just now coming in. Let's go back. Let's see what she has to say again, because this deserves to be talked about with the dark moon already in orb on Sebastian Rogers. A dark moon return is disordered aggression, having to do with the law, with justice, with long travels, with churches, with pastors, with explosions, with flight. We could just keep on going on and on and on about the Sag energy. And it's going to be going full in Sag and Sebastian's first house. It's all about his life path.
Ended. And that is the Sebastian Rogers case. And now, since the spokesperson for caveat this by saying, streamers bring focus on cases and help them not to die. I'll call your attention to a case that will forever haunt me, how that case ended. And that is the Sebastian Rogers case. And now, since the spokesperson for Sebastian Rogers on the part of the father is deceased with a horrible heart attack that happened in the early mornings a couple of weeks ago. That case is just dead on the vine. Anyway, and nobody's in front of the Proudfoot home anymore. Nobody has kept that case alive. No one.
I'm doing this live with the most respect that I can, okay? I'm really not wanting people to go ham on her. I just wanted to have a discussion on my channel, Astrology for Mystics, that looks for the missing in another innovative way to investigate. And if these investigators had any inkling of what I could do to help them find the missing, maybe they would get on board. Because look, the maps that I create for the missing work best with the information that the law enforcement and the family know. They work best. I work by myself, not with the information that the law enforcement knows. Obviously, Seth and I have been working to find his son. He is open to working with anyone that can help him find Sebastian. She really did just say that. She really did. Like I said, I don't want, this is not a call out to come down on Jennifer Coffindaffer. What this is a call out to be what you want to see. If you think that his case is dead on the vine and nobody is talking about him, talk about him, Jenn. Talk about him. I encourage you with your almost 50,000 followers that you are gaining on Nancy Guthrie's case to use that following to talk about Sebastian, show his face, talk about his case. If you think that nobody is talking about him anymore, sis, okay? And it would do you a world of good to listen to some of my videos about Nancy Guthrie too. any of these kids, any of these people, because you're wrong a lot about what you're thinking. A lot. I'm good at what I do. I've been doing this, ain't my first rodeo, been doing this for years. This dark moon is already an orb. A lot of disordered aggression about Sebastian and getting justice. Yeah. That's what I said on the live. That's what I said on the live. That's what I said in the video. Well, I didn't say it in the video. I went a little bit more, out with the this live right here. Let me show it to you again. Right here. Show it to you. Let's go ahead and get it on that timestamp on May 30th at 2:30 in the morning. Let's see. Let me get it. Let me get it right there. There it is. Now let me show you guys. Let me show you. Because we haven't stopped, Jen. We haven't stopped looking for Sebastian and talking about him, sis. We just haven't done it. And I encourage you, Jennifer Coffindaffer, to get on board. To get on board. I encourage you, honey, to get on board, please. Get on board. Help us keep his name out there because we don't have the following like you do. May 30th at 2:30 a.m., the dark moon. May 30th at 2 a.m. May 30th at 2 a.m., the dark moon comes to his dark moon. A dark moon return, and it ain't easy. It's very difficult. Turns to his natal Australia in his first house. The theme of waiting for justice is echoed once more. Ooh, the theme of waiting for justice. The theme of waiting for justice echoes once more. We want justice. We have not stopped. We aren't going to stop. His case is not dead on the vine. It's an active investigation. And you of all people should know that, Miss FBI, ex-FBI. You think that they're going to call you and give you all kinds of information? No. You're just another YouTuber. You're just another streamer. And that's that. The dark moon return, I said it right here. Justice. There is an echo for justice. Both can be true. Just because you don't have your desk job and a contributor at best on mainstream does not make you a parent of a missing child, period. FG, your YouTube channel. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I saw you. I saw you. Me and you both. Me and you both. And she said after this, she was like, and I'll play that. Let me play that, what she said afterwards, because that I think that that's important too, that we share that most definitely. Because you also, she doesn't have her chat on replay, by the way. Otherwise, you could see what me and Sam put in there. But let's listen to what else she has to say.
And so the streamers provide a narrative to keep information going. And I truly appreciate that. They actually spend a lot of time, a lot of hard work hours. But caveat anything you hear from them as consider the source. I mean, consider the fact, as an example, that one of the streamers out there has said whenever he has a case and he needs to have somebody be accused as being a suspect, he literally said he creates accounts. I think he used the number 10, but maybe he just said accounts, multiple accounts, and he makes them look like news. You know, he names them things like Action 10 News or News R Us. And then he says, and this is his words, not mine, you know, that he can convince his people that this is actual news by spinning it up. And then all of a sudden people believe it as news. This is kind of one of those things. To law enforcement's credit, they went out there, they collected it, and so, you know, I appreciate that, that they went out there. I see some people commenting about this isn't, you know, that Sebastian's case is over and keeping the case out there. And I do want to caveat that there are many channels still that will talk about Sebastian Rogers, but I'm talking about streamers being out there. I'm talking about it being in mainstream media. I'm talking about it being on a large scale in social media, and that has just completely died out.
Girl, what are you doing, Jennifer Coffindaffer, to prevent Sebastian's case from growing cold, as you would say, in the mainstream media, streaming? We don't need to be out in front of the Proudfoot's home, honey. That is not going to bring Sebastian home. What is going to be a great asset is for people like you with your big channel that's growing, to keep Sebastian's name out there. So I am encouraging anybody and everybody that has a big following, because I don't. Lady Freedom doesn't. Keep his name out there. Otherwise, you aren't helping. You are a YouTuber, a streamer. That's a good question. That's a very good question. Any word on an age progression photo for Sebastian? Yeah, I can understand. I mean, you know, we had to correct her. Had we not corrected her, that would have been just the statement. That would have been it. That would have been the be all. It would have been over. Yeah, we have not stopped. And in order to continuously keep Sebastian's name out there, we do have to talk about him. And that includes her too. We haven't stopped. We continue to share his flyers. Yep. Sold out. Wow. Yeah. Prayers for Seth. Yeah. Yep. Welcome to the side. Yeah. She's not preventing it. She's not doing anything to be a part of the solution. If there's a problem and you're feeling so disconnected and so heartbroken, Jen, talk about him more than just than this what you're putting in here.
So I don't want that to happen to the Nancy Guthrie case. And I always am astonished that every time I go to do a live, there's so much to talk about.
I don't want that to happen to Sebastian's, but people like you that have these big channels aren't helping. Not helping at all. Like I said, I was talking about Jody Brooke Anderson last night, went missing out of Nashville, Tennessee in 2017, barely had anybody in the chat. But her, you take somebody that's got a big platform, that's what we need. So be what you want to see, Jennifer Coffindaffer. Dead on time, my ass. I'm just amazed sometimes at people. I really am. I'm just amazed. And like I said, and continue to say, I am trying my best to have the utmost respect for her past professionalism with the FBI. I just don't think that her narrow-minded view is able to solve Sebastian's case, Nancy's case, because she's got a very narrow view. A lot of these ex-FBI agents, CIA, whatever, DIA, they have a narrow view. It's black and white. Tabitha Tudors goes missing. Runaway. No, she wasn't a runaway. No, she wasn't. Nope, she wasn't. Martha Leanne Green, runaway. Nope, nope, she wasn't. Sebastian Rogers, runaway. Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. Yes, thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up, trying to get this out in the algorithm. Some of us starving artists that don't have 50,000 followers, we are still not going to crack. Okay, we are not going to crack for the dollar sign. We're not going to crack. We're going to stay with it. We are going to be what we want to see, and I encourage everyone to do that. We haven't stopped looking for Sebastian. We haven't stopped looking for Sebastian. We had a search team not too long ago. We ain't stopped. We're still calling on school. We're still doing all kinds of things that people don't know about. Correct, Seth? It's just amazing to me. And Tony has been passed away longer than 2 weeks. It's just that she has been so stuck on Nancy Guthrie's case. And I get it. I get it. It is an addicting type of case. But Nancy Guthrie is probably never going to be found. She got a shakeup. That Uranus return got her. It's a shakeup. She's lived her life. These kids have not. They deserve these big channels to keep them out in the public eye. So don't act sad, Jennifer Coffindaffer, because you are a part of that, not keeping him out in the public eye. And the truth hurts. The truth certainly hurts, doesn't it? Yeah, we are all doing our part. We are doing so much. Some people don't even have a YouTube channel, but they are constantly keeping his name out there. How many flyers has Jennifer Coffindaffer put out? Does her neighbors know? Does her family know? What is she doing to help the cause of finding Sebastian Rogers? Don't act sad now. It's frustrating. I'm not Sebastian's mom. I'm not Sebastian's dad. But me hearing that this morning hurt my heart for Sebastian's family, the people that love and care about him, the people that are constantly looking to find Sebastian. Mm. Yeah, agenda driven. We have so many. We do have so many that's missing. We do not have a good track record of finding. Yes, and Tony's family too. It's kind of a slap in the face. Well, I'm talking about mainstream media. I'm talking about this, and I'm talking about these type of channels. We don't need to be out in front of the Proudfoot home. How dare you say that? What's that gonna do? Is Sebastian gonna walk out? Sebastian gonna walk out of their home? I just don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. These people would do good of following little channels and learning a little something, something. There's so many ways that we can investigate Sebastian's case. And when I tell you that the dark moon is upon him, this is it. It's the beginning of it. It's justice. Echoing the past justice that has not been served because we can't find Sebastian. Once we find Sebastian, if there is any justice to be served, it will be served. We got to find him first. He could be in your state, Jennifer Coffindaffer. He could be right down the road. You got a sign out? You got a sign in your yard? Be what you want to see in the world, guys. I'm paying mind because I am watching, girl. This this transit on Sebastian. We're watchers and we are watching. We're watching the chatter. This dark moon, this ninth house ruler is sitting in Sebastian's first house. It's about his life path. It's about his life path. How he shows himself to the world. The moon is also going to come over his ascendant. Why? Because the moon is in Scorpio. Right now, the moon is in Scorpio. Before it comes full into his first house, it's transiting in that 12th house. The moon is. The moon is transiting in that 12th house of the things of the past investigation, past prisons, hospitals, past SA, all of that past that Sebastian has is now coming, and we are going to be reflecting on that ascendant, on Sebastian's investigation, the active investigation. Then the moon on Sunday is going to be full on Trinity Sunday. You can look around, you can see the masses that are coming for the Trinity Sunday. We are already seeing videos about it. This is tomorrow, Trinity Sunday. And the moon is going to be full in that first house with Sebastian. And we are reflecting with Sebastian, with justice, with churches, with pastors, long travels, other countries, possible explosions. That's what we are reflecting on as the dark moon is in conversation. His dark moon is a 1759. The dark moon is coming to that degree. At 2:30 in the morning, it's going to be at that degree early in the morning. And the dark moon is going to be conjunct in conversation with the full moon. That's why we are watching this boy's transits. I'm watching the chatter. And Jennifer Coffindaffer didn't disappoint. She actually did not disappoint with this disordered aggression with Sebastian's case. This disordered aggression, I am calling it out. And I am saying, guys, this. There is an echo for justice. Be what you want to see. Be what you want to see. Be what you want to see. It was so disappointing to hear, but at the same time, I'm so glad. Yeah, we're definitely keeping it going. That girl has less than 50 subs after 2 years. Well, I mean, she's gotten most of her subs, Shauna, from the Nancy Guthrie case. These channels are blowing up. As long as they are staying on Nancy Guthrie's case, they are blowing up. Well, she is keeping the need for the public attention, how the public is just constantly wanting to hear about Nancy Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie. That's what she could actually do for Sebastian. She could be what she wants to see. That's what I'm calling out. That's what I'm calling out, sis. Miss Shauna, calling it out. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, yeah. You'll have to hit that replay. Yeah. Yeah, right? Mhm. There's just not, I'm not finding any insight at all. Not finding anything. I'm finding a lot of regurgitating information about Nancy Guthrie case. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's a bunch of regurgitation. I mean, pulling strings like, is Porch Guy dead? How do we know? Who cares? Where's Nancy? Figure out Porch Guy and all of that after you find Nancy. Where's she at? Where's Nancy? I mean, you ain't talked about the political side here. Jenn, you haven't talked about Alan Dershowitz. You haven't talked about all them Epstein files being dropped. Let's really get into the juice of what happened to Nancy and how this motive could have been a political motive, a political move. People that want to hurt Savannah. Well, it could have been maybe it was a robbery gone wrong. Well, maybe they wanted to go and rob the next door neighbor's house and they ended up at Nancy's house. Just, oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Let me go ahead and let me show you something. Let me just show you guys something, okay? Let me show you. Let me get me off of here. Share my entire screen. Yeah, the Olympics. I mean, it just so happened that, ambassador for Israel was there in town too. I mean, there was all kinds of things going on. It was perfect. It was perfect storm, perfect plan. Oh, that person was, an amateur. Evidently, they're not an amateur, honey, because they have whooped all y'all's butts. So what I'm seeing right now is the 2904 that is connecting to Sebastian. Limits and obstacles coming with Chris Proudfoot, and I'm sure that he's going to hear about what Jenn said too today. And it looks like the nodes are coming to Chris Proudfoot's work or his father. Here is this morning. This is the relationship with Sebastian. Okay, so let's get it. Let's get it. Let me show you. Let me bring Sebastian's chart up and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about because I've been waiting and watching to see how this was going to work itself out. I got to pay attention to the chatter. I just do. Unfortunately, a lot of times these transits are going to bring up the chatter and not the actual investigation. And if it is with the actual investigation, we're not going to hear about it because we are not the law enforcement and they're not going to tell us. They're not going to call and say, hey, this is what's going on. They're not going to put out a big memo. Okay. So Sebastian's chart is on the left. The current transits are on the right. What are the transits? This is the clock, the world clock. Yeah, girl, she ain't going to talk about no Fort Huachuca. We can see it on the map, but either way, it's another way to investigate. We go deep investigations. So this 2904 is transforming Sebastian in the public eye. We are transforming, even though there's a lot of pain with it, with Sebastian and what she said, it is coming out in the public eye. All right, it's coming out in the public eye. We could be looking at education as well. Mars is going to come to that 810 and make contact and activate this part of fortune. And then what Mars is doing, though, is Mars is here, right here in the 6th house of health, his everyday, his health, money, values. Right here, Mars is actually transiting in an opposition to the wisdom of the past, to the wisdom of the past investigation. And as you can see, the moon out of 1932 is here in the past investigation with the trash, with the SA, any type of containment. The moon is going to be coming here. As the moon comes and sits here at a 2656, it is going to oppose his relationships in Maryland with the chatter of Maryland, not necessarily Maryland, but the chatter of Maryland. We've got a relationship that is activating health factor with communications in the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So we are seeing the astrology, the innovator. Yes, you're right. That's me right here. about the world health, calling it out and saying, hey, be what you want to see. Right? Right. That's right. We could look at different charts, different people. We could really start bringing it in. There is a letting go here with Kathy Bowersox with this 142. This is also the FBI. The 142 is also the FBI, the connection with Kathy Bowersox in the public eye with money, with values. We just keep on going, 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 going. Keep on going. Eris is at a 2543. So the 2542 is the descendant of the FBI. So now we've got a lot of relationship problems with the FBI, a lot of relationship problems with the FBI. There's a lot of warring that's going on with the FBI, and they descend with Terry Bowersox. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know if they had anything to do with it, but that's what that's what I see. That's what I continue to see. Mercury at a 24 degree. Well, Mercury is actually here, and Mercury is the media. The media is opposing the investigation. The media, Jennifer Coffindaffer, is opposing the justice. The 1759, that's his divine justice. The dark moon is coming there. I'm sorry, it's not the dark moon, it's the justice. What am I talking about? So the dark moon is coming to the justice, and then he will have the return of the dark moon. My bad. It's the justice. That's why there is an echo of justice, because we are echoing from the past where he went, possibly church related, possibly explosion, fire, going far, going to another country, and the justice. We are echoing that. And so that's already an orb, right? It's already an orb. We are echoing that. The divine justice at a 950, well, she has already opposed Ceres. That's the agriculture. If he was on a farm, if he was on a church, something farm or whatever, that would be opposing the dad, his public image. We can see that there is a reigniting of a flame with Vesta in Aries, and she is going to be right here, reigniting a flame. A lot of action with schools, competition, creativity with children, and the justice, the contracts, the justice with the law enforcement. So, yeah, we haven't stopped. We just investigate in a different way. We just investigate in a different way on this channel. But I encourage everybody to be what you want to see. If you want to keep Sebastian's name out there, if you want to keep this person's name out there, do that. Be that. Be that, Jenn. I'm calling on you. Calling it. I'm not calling her out in a disrespectful way. I don't want people to be on her channel, be dogging her out about it, because this is a dark moon type of transit. And so somebody has to play that role. And it just so happens to be Jennifer Coffindaffer this morning. This is going to it's going to be in transit all day today. It's coming to that 1759. So it's going to be in transit all day today, tonight, and then it will peak at 2:30 in the morning. And the moon, the dark moon is right there. It's going to sit right there as the full moon comes to his divine justice. And the full moon, before it exits Sag, it's going. And before it goes into Capricorn, it's coming over that dark moon. This is big transit for him. And we are witnesses. We are watchers, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to watch it, guys. So thank you guys for being here. These girls are going to be pulling up any minute. I'm going to get ready for them. But I wanted to quickly come on here and say, hey, we haven't stopped. We don't have a big channel. And I encourage those that do have a big channel to continuously talk about Sebastian. Because if you think that it's dead on the vine and no one is talking about him, be the change. Be what you want to see. Yes, this too will pass. It is for a purpose. All is okay. That's right. All is okay. All will be okay. We don't want this channel to be a drama channel. This is not what this is about. I'm not creating drama. I am bringing attention where it's needed. Okay. Bringing attention where it's needed. Yeah, I wouldn't even know. Wouldn't even know. I mean, if they're not looking for their mama, what are we doing? Besides taking attention away from these kids. Let's bring it back to the kids, guys. Let's bring it back to the kids, Jennifer Coffin Daffer. All these people that you have gained, let them know about Sebastian. More than just talking about his case is dead on the vine, because it's not. We're still looking for him. We don't have to be out in front of Proudfoot home. That's not going to find Sebastian. We're looking for him. We're looking, actively looking for Sebastian every day. It's on our minds. We haven't stopped. Okay. All right. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I love you guys. Let's be what we want to see. The Sag full moon. It's all about the Pope. It's all about Trinity Sunday and Emanuela Orlandi. 40 years. I haven't stopped talking about her. Somebody needs to talk about Emanuela, who went missing out of the Vatican. Want to talk about a big ass story? She was a kid. 40 years. Her case isn't dead on the vine either. So